Welcome to the milk bar. 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 Welcome to the milk bar.
Welcome along to episode 687 of the Milk Bar. Jason Forrest here with you as ever. And coming up on the show this week, the gadget show's Ortis Deley let us know how to avoid getting caught out when it comes to rodent costs when we travel away on holiday. We'll also be hearing what's going on with some brilliant theatre groups. We've got Stourbridge Operatic. They've got a production of Kinky Boots, meeting up with some of their cast. We'll be having an natter with Bisset from the Fellowship Players and the Grange Players, as they've got some brilliant productions between now and Christmas and much more along the way in their brand new season of shows. We'll be finding out about We Will Rock You from Sutton Coldfield Youth. They're appearing at the Royal Sutton Coldfield Town Hall in the not too distant future. And on top of that, we'll also be hearing about Chase Pride, which is on the way in less than 2 weeks. Now, that's all coming up on the show this week. There are new seasons afoot in the world of amateur dramatic theatre. Somebody who's involved in more than one group is Bisset, who joins me now to let me know what's happening. Hello, sir.
Hello, Jason. How are you?
I'm good. I trust we find you well and keeping busy with rehearsals ongoing, I'm going to guess.
Oh, absolutely. It's all go now with both companies, as you've said.
So explain more. What's going on?
The moment now we are with the Grange Players.
Mm-hmm.
We are about to launch our brand new, fresh, shiny season with a rather sentimental, if humorous, look at some old people in a retirement village called A Month of Sundays.
So I take it you've got a lead role in this on the grounds of your age?
No, not a lead role this time, because unfortunately my baby face wouldn't accept me looking like an old person.
We'll believe you.
This one, I've allowed some other people to take the lead role. I will feature in it very briefly.
Okay, so tell us when that one's on and what we can expect.
So this one, like I say, A Month of Sundays is on at the Grange Playhouse from September 15th to the 24th.
Not far off now, then.
Not far off at all. And it follows primarily two old chaps. Think the Likely Lads, only with more stewed apples. As they go about life in their retirement home. Cooper's just going day to day, trying to make some semblance of life for himself that isn't just joining, as he calls them, the ranks of the zombies. All the while trying to survive his monthly visits from his daughter and his son-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
His one friend in the place is another old chap called Alot, who together have formed an escape committee, as they called it. But ultimately, the play is all about the dignity of growing old and the hidden perils therein.
A nice piece, and it's the comedy that's involved. You do like to do a humorous play. I know you do some very serious stuff as well, but it's always good to start the season with something that can raise a few smiles.
Oh, absolutely. And this one definitely does. We're laughing all the way through as we're going through our rehearsal periods, but also, like I say, being touched by the sort of the more emotional side of the play as well, which is always what we want to see and what we want to show our audience, that, yeah, you can come and have a laugh, but also, you know, be touched by the piece, be moved and find some common ground.
Because it won't be long then after you've done this one, though, that you're on to your next production as well.
No, not at all. That next one for us is going to be in November, and we're going to go for an Agatha Christie mystery called Go Back for Murder.
And tell us about this one then. Who is a protagonist when it comes to solving the case?
So originally, this one was a Hercule Poirot novel. For the actual play, it's a separate character who's going about solving a case that's already happened, in that one lady has admitted to a murder, but then on her deathbed, they look back and try and actually solve the case because someone doesn't believe she did the deed.
Oh, intriguing stuff. So a mystery within a mystery.
Absolutely.
Okay, and again, that's going to be down there at the Grange Playhouse. And so does that take us through to your pre-Christmas stuff, or is there something else before we get festive?
That's going to take us right up until Christmas. I will say, if anyone's interested in coming to read for Go Back for Murder, we're going to be doing an initial reading this Tuesday. So that would be the 23rd.
Yep.
And then auditions for that are going to be very soon after, if any of your listeners would like to come on down and join in.
Okay, so that could be good fun. And you've got listeners from around the Midlands already, so a little nip over to Walsall is no great hardship. And it's going to be well worth being part of this if it's something that you can do. And I think it's the community aspect of what you guys do as well. It's a nice little group, and you're always welcoming to new people to come and join. Oh,
absolutely. I mean, we recently did our first open day of the season and met some absolutely lovely new members who are all already coming down and making themselves useful and known, which is absolutely what we need from our peoples.
Brilliant. So you've got that going on with Grange. Then into the new year, we'll probably catch up on a little later. But what about you with your other hat on?
So with the Fellowship Players, they're already underway with their first October production, which is going to be Jekyll and Hyde.
Okay, again, this is something you feature in this time around?
No, unfortunately, I'm not going to be in this one because I'm keeping myself busy with the Grange Players this time. But obviously, Jekyll and Hyde are a very well-known piece, and being directed ably by Rebecca Holmes for the Fellowship Players.
So again, that's going to be another good story to tell, and a bit of horror, a bit of drama, and telling the tale, which many of us are aware of, but don't necessarily know the detail of. Whether you see the show that's been touring the UK, which was it isn't necessarily going to tie in with the sort of production that we're going to see here, is it? There are lots of different versions of this one.
Oh no, very, very different indeed.
So explain a little bit more.
Follows the case of Dr. Jekyll, who most of your listeners may well know, who is creating a potion to try and create a better version of humanity. And obviously, upon taking his potion, unleashes a rather hideous and evil alter ego in Edward Hyde, who starts to live out all of Dr. Jekyll's darkest desires that he wouldn't dare do himself. All the while, Dr. Jekyll's friends and family are trying to work out who is this mysterious stranger and why is he having such an impact upon the life of Henry Jekyll.
So intrigue again, and mystery, which is thrown in, and a bit of horror too. So a great production there. And is there anything festive from any of the groups?
So we're going to be doing some Christmassy things. Hopefully we'll be getting a Christmas show on, obviously, in that festive period. If not, there will be other social events that we're doing. We are doing a monthly get-together called Acting for You, which is a lovely just get-together, come on down to the theatre, have a mug of tea, have some cakes, read some plays, have a laugh. And then there are going to be our usual mix of quizzes and other events which are currently in the production.
Now, I still have to get along, so I'm going to try and get down for the Grange Players production in September. So fingers crossed I can come along and see you guys do that. But where do we find both of these groups on all the socials and on the websites to get tickets, etc. too, please?
So we are on all of the socials for the Grange Players, which is Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. Just look for Grange Players at the Grange Playhouse.
Yep.
In terms of our web address, if you want to book tickets, we're just found at grangeplayers.co.uk.
Simple as. Check out there. And for the Fellowship?
For the Fellowship, again, they're on all the socials and all the medias and all of that. And you'll find them at fellowship-players.co.uk.
Check it out there. And Rod, obviously, I know that you like to take an active role in all these groups, whether it's behind the scenes or actually they are on the front of the stage. So we will no doubt see you in something in the not too distant future.
As I say, you'll see me on stage for a month of Sundays, but it will be a blink and you'll miss me cameo. But absolutely, you can't keep me away or off the stage for too long.
That sounds good to me. Well, thank you for joining us. Great to talk to you, and keep up the great work bringing theatre to life at the Grange.
Pleasure. Thank you, Jason.
From the 18th through to the 22nd of October at the Royal Sutton Coldfield Town Hall, We Will Rock You will take to the stage. To tell us more, I'm joined now by Louise Griffiths. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Jason. How are you?
I'm good, and I trust we find you well, and looking forward to a production from the Youth Theatre Group in Sutton Coldfield.
That's right, Sutton Coldfield Musical Youth Theatre.
So what is going on? Because We Will Rock You is an amazing show, so they're really looking forward to this production.
Yes, we've been rehearsing it for a few months now. Lots and lots going on. It's a fantastic show. For those who don't know the show, it's the music of Queen, as the title might suggest, and it's written by Ben Elton. So it's funny, it's got all that great rock music in it, a futuristic storyline, you might say, and of a complete other world than what we're used to. And there's everything you'd expect from that, all the high drama, but comedy as well, obviously, as it's written by Ben Elton.
Mm-hmm. And I say, as a vehicle for Queen's music, and in this case, bringing it to another new audience. That's the thing. I mean, they are amazing songs, and with a little bit of reworking on some of the words, it really does bring to life a tale which I think is a sort of a kind of an environmental campaign in it as much as anything else. It's got echoes of that, hasn't it?
A little bit, yes. I mean, you're quite right about what you say about it bringing the music to a completely new audience. My daughter and I were on holiday recently with the rest of the family, obviously, and I think it was We Will Rock You actually came onto the radio in the hotel we were staying at, and she went, oh my goodness, they're playing that here. And I think because they are so young, our kids are age 11 up to age 18, it's music that they're probably not terribly familiar with, other than in advertising or maybe on TV soundtracks, you know, the sports events, things like that.
And I think that in itself, it's great to be able to bring that to a youth group. And having had the national tour recently as well, I think that again, it enlivens people's appetite for it, and it makes them want to come along and see some stars of the future actually having a bit of a go on stage. And what better stage to go on to than the one in Sutton Coldfield?
Yes, it's right in the centre of Sutton Coldfield at Sutton Coldfield Town Hall, with its iconic clock tower, and it's a beautiful venue to perform at. We are very much invested in performing at the Town Hall, as we were formed with the Town Hall originally back in September 2018. So we're a fairly young group as theatre groups go. But we've been quite successful in that short time. Our first production was Joseph at the Town Hall. So if people saw Joseph in the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat there, that was us. We won an award for that. That was an Oda award. And our next production was Peter Pan, A Musical Adventure, which also went on to be nominated for an Oda award. Unfortunately, after that, COVID hit and we weren't able to perform Jesus Christ Superstar. But our first post-COVID show was the one that people might have seen earlier in the summer, which was Little Shop of Horrors. And so if you came to see that and enjoyed it, then you can expect those high quality performances again, lots of great dancing and choreography. And I think genuinely some kids that will go on to.
It's an opportunity for them to build confidence. They don't have to go into the world of theatre, but they can, and many of them will suddenly see that this is an option to them, and it could be they're the next West End stars.
Well, absolutely, but also with Sutton Coldfield Musical Youth Theatre, one of the great things that we have is we don't just have children who want to, or young people who want to perform on stage. We involve them in our backstage as well. So things like our tech, our lighting, our costumes as well. We've had some real success stories from that. We've got somebody who did our costumes in our early shows who's gone on to work with public venues in London. And we've got somebody who led our tech consistently from Joseph through, who's just going off to study exactly that at university now.
So a chance to try out something you might think you're interested in a nice, friendly environment, and get to put on some amazing shows at the same time. And I say, in a company which is full of youth and vigour, and looking forward to what should be an amazing show. So how do people get their hands on tickets if they fancy coming along to We Will Rock You on the 18th through to the 22nd of October?
What they need to do is they need to go online to Sutton Coldfield Town Hall website, which is www.suttoncoldfieldtownhall.com. They can also order tickets via the box office, which can be reached on 0121 296 9543. That's 0121 296 9543. And we'd absolutely love to see people coming to see We Will Rock You, which is the young at part We Will Rock You, and hopefully get a really good evening with lots of dancing, great song, and some fantastic performances.
Absolutely. And of course, I mean, the joy of this is, I mean, your catchment area is the whole Midlands. So you've got parents and kids coming from all over to start off with, and well worth a visit to check it out. And again, if you or the kids are interested, bring them along to see the show to see what they can get involved in, and try and light that spark for them that way.
But absolutely. I mean, there's nothing better than the music of Queen, is there? So,
no.
And the comedy of Ben Elton. So just come along. Great evening.
We're of an age that we know that everyone else needs a bit of education. They can get that 18th and 22nd of October at Sutton Coldfield Town Hall. It's going to be well worth it. Louise, thank you for joining us. Have a great time as part of the organisation group on that one, and we look forward to seeing you in one of your productions for the older age range a little later on in the year.
Yes. I'm with another company performing another show at the town hall shortly myself, so I know what the kids go through when they're rehearsing.
It's all going to be amazing. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks, Jason. Bye-bye.
Adults aged under 44 will spend an average of 8 hours a day whilst on holiday on their mobile phones. Now, that may seem a little bit naughty. As long as, if they're creating videos and content all about their holiday, that's one thing. But if they're just browsing, that's maybe a little bit wrong. Ortis Deley is, in fact, a gadget guru, you know him from the Gadget Show, and so much more besides. And he's here with me now to tell me more about the survey. Hello, sir.
How you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, you all right?
I'm good, thanks, Jason.
What is happening at the minute, though? Because, I mean, these surveys do suggest that people are heading off and doing something they could do at home, but there is a little bit of holiday featured in what they're up to, isn't there?
Yeah, fundamentally, we can't live without our smartphones. And so when we go on holiday, we are using those not only to capture memories, but to stay in touch with loved ones at home, whether that's by phone call or video call. And we're letting friends and family know about what we're doing while we're doing it. And that's on social media, etc. And not just that, but when we do go on holiday, especially if we're going to somewhere new, Jason, we want to find out as much about that area as we can, which would be, where is a nice watering hole? Where can I grab a really good breakfast? Where are the sights and sounds, and how do I get there? And so people are using their smartphones for that as well. And if they haven't done their homework or their research before leaving the country, then the use of this service or these services are coming at an additional cost.
Absolutely. ID Mobile have done this research. And I know when I travelled both for work and for pleasure in the past, it has become more and more essential. And 4 years ago, I was in Vegas. The Uber was my friend. And without my mobile data, I'd have been in a really difficult position. And, I paid extra for a plan to be able to use it in the US. But it doesn't always have to be the case. You can look for the right package, and a lot of it's included, or at least make sure you're buying a bundle to ensure that you don't end up very out of pocket.
That's exactly it, Jason. Find yourself a network where data is inclusive, or data roaming is inclusive. So you're not paying anything additionally for using your phone abroad. ID Mobile is one of those. You can roam in 50 destinations worldwide at no additional cost. Or worst case scenario, make sure you toggle that data roaming to off when you're going abroad, and just use it as a camera and a rather expensive paperweight.
Oh, well, yeah, but you can still connect to Wi-Fi. Many places will have free Wi-Fi, but it's that freedom when you are out and about. When you're off from the beaten track, potentially, you may have mobile signal coverage, in which case you can enjoy it and share TikTok videos as they happen from the middle of often absolutely nowhere, whilst having a good time away on holiday.
Yes, you can. And all we're really saying to people is make sure you're aware that you could be subject to charges, and that there are a handful of ways to mitigate those charges. Buy a SIM abroad, buy a separate SIM while you're here, switch tariffs, or just use the Wi-Fi when you're abroad.
making sure you check with your network or getting an extra SIM for a network, because you probably want to be able to have people keep in touch. Now, what I did actually last time I was away, I bought a SIM off a network which included all of the above, and then transferred my mobile number as a divert to the other number, which is also a UK-based number and not my usual number. And then I got all my calls incoming for free and made my outgoing calls from a funny number for a couple of weeks. So everyone was aware of what's happening. But it is about making sure you've got that package in place so you don't get caught out. I mean, we're talking hundreds of pounds if you don't realise what you're doing here.
Yeah, we are talking hundreds of pounds, on average, £262, which on top of the cost of a holiday, and that's, flights, accommodation, then any other costs while you're there, eating, traveling around. You don't really need that cost on top of all of that, do you?
No, absolutely. And so if you can find a network, or at least move a network, port your number over to someone like ID Mobile, and know that when you do travel, these 50 top destinations for holidays are absolutely covered.
Yep, absolutely.
And you got anything exciting planned this year? Will you be roaming with your data anywhere?
I've already roamed with my data on holiday a few weeks back, and I got stung as well, because I didn't do my research fully. I made an assumption, which is what is catching a lot of people out. And then next week, we start recording on the next series of The Gadget Show.
And that means, at least you can expense it if it goes wrong, would you?
This was a family holiday. I won't be able to expense that.
Claim it was research for The Gadget Show. That's the way to do it. Look, boss, come on, it's only a few £100. It's nothing on the budget. But it is fun. And it is nice to maybe even explore a few gadgets when you travel internationally. I know I've been to Singapore, and Simlin Square's got some amazing stuff there. And it's fun to see some new gadgets that even you haven't seen yet.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with everything that's going on, we need to do all that research. Where is the easiest place to go and find out more information?
It's ID Mobile's website, which is idmobile.co.uk.
Nip along there. And of the new toys you've got coming up in the next series of the Gadget Shows, have you spotted anything yet you can give us a little hint we should be looking out for?
They haven't showed us anything yet. The format is going to change, so it's going to be quite a different show to what we're used to. And they haven't divulged to us yet what we're going to be playing with.
So you're waiting for the script and some new stuff to play with. But it must be fun trying out this tech. And obviously with so much stuff that's 5G and so fast at the moment, again, you can absolutely rip through that data whilst you're away, and that could cause you even more cost problems.
Absolutely. Be aware.
That's the way to do it. Give us that web address again where we can find out more from ID Mobile and the survey.
It's idmobile.co.uk.
Ortis Deley, Gadget Show star, thank you for joining us.
Cheers, Jason.
We are less than 2 weeks away from the inaugural Chase Pride. Their operations and safety manager is Aidan Bowden, who joins me now to let me know what's happening. Hello, sir.
Hello.
How's it all going?
Very well. Very, very close to the event now, so we're really, really exciting.
And there's an awful lot of work gone into it so far. There's an amazing lineup, but it is the first time this has happened, and this is going to be really interesting because from your point of view, you've got a parade, you've got an event, you've got all sorts going on. Tell us which bit you're looking forward to most.
So I guess for me, the most important bit that I'm really, really excited about is the parade, because it will really help to educate perceptions within the Cannock Chase area. So whilst the event is a paid event, we do have the free to attend Friday night event. But ultimately, the parade is what's going to get us out there, which was the whole idea of Pride.
Mm-hmm. So how's the group behind this come at this? Because this has been a little while in the planning now, hasn't it?
Yes. So the brainchild of Chase Pride is a local trans woman, Catherine Downs, who grew up in the Cannock Chase area and transitioned in the area. Naturally, there was some opposition. So she's lived that struggle. It's been a real life struggle. So the brainchild came up. The brainchild of Pride was down to Catherine Downs, who got a really supportive group of trustees around her that pushed it forward. Unfortunately, that dreaded thing called COVID happened. So the 2020 event couldn't happen, but we're raring to go in 2022.
Absolutely, and 22 is another good number. So yeah, I think that works. But it's something which is about everyone getting together. It's about Pride, but it's about the whole community coming together as one.
Absolutely. So ITV Central News reported that LGBT hate crime increased more than 30% in the last year alone. No, we understand that it's normally a minority that incite this hate crime. So by bringing the community together through education, it is what's important to us. That's our driving force. We're not going to get there in the traditional political way. It's about educating that, hey, we're all normal, we all live our own little lives, and we all fit in together.
And so by making a massive event where people can come along, grab their tickets and have a great time with some wonderful music. There's going to be food, there's going to be all sorts taking part as the place as part of the entertainment, and some amazing comedy moments too.
Absolutely. So our licensed capacity of the arena is 8,000. We're seeing people traveling all the way from, I think, as far as the Isle of Wight. We've got ticket sales going on, so it's a spectacular lineup. The food court's looking amazing. We're moving away from your traditional burger and chips. So we've got a whole range of food. We've got fun fair on site. We've got a dog show on site. And of course, we've got the free to attend community event on the Friday evening where we're showing The Greatest Showman.
Okay, well, tell us a bit about that then. Where's that taking place?
So that's within Hensford Park. All tickets have sold out, so we've got full capacity for that now. So it's in the same arena at Hensford Park, WS1BD for those who need it for the Saturday. And show starts at 6 p.m.
That's going to be a great one on the Friday night. If you've got your tickets, great. If you haven't, is there any way of waiting for any returns?
There may be some returns. I just keep looking at our website and our socials, which is at Chase Pride Official.
So you can check out those details there. But then, so tickets are available for the Saturday. So how does the day work? What's the lineup?
Oh, so it's a spectacular lineup from beginning to end, and there's far too much detail to go into on this course. But we're kicking off at 11 a.m. We're recommending people buy tickets in advance because once they're gone, they're gone. You can try your luck on the day. Once you're in the Pride Arena, we've got our community stage kicking off at 11 with the likes of Cameron Pye, a local artist. We've got a dance troupe, a drama group, a few X Factor stars on the community stage, and then over to our main stage, we've got people like Danny Beard, Woody Cook. I'm confusing the two there. So Woody Cook, and for those of you who are a little bit old like me, that don't know who Woody Cook is, it's the son of Fatboy Slim and Zoe Ball.
Yeah. Great lineup, great stars, and the chance to see something different and something they say just hasn't been done before. So this is going to be exciting for everybody because you don't know quite how well received this is going to be. It's going to be awesome, but it will be exceptionally well received. But you know, it's an event that hasn't happened, and it's one which, fingers crossed, is going to go from strength to strength.
Absolutely. So the vision is to move across the Chasetown area. Year to year. So this year it's been held in Hensford. Next year we're looking to move to Rugeley, and the following year to Cannock, and we'll keep doing a revolving sort of roundabout almost.
And make your way across the whole Chase area. The parade itself takes place. So how do people get involved in that part of the free event?
So you can register on our website, chasepride.org.uk, to put your space in the parade. The parade will be departing Hensford Park at about 1:30. We'll navigate the streets of Hensford and make our way back into the park.
So there'll still be other things taking place in the park whilst the parade's going on?
Absolutely.
It's going to be huge, isn't it, basically? I mean, fingers crossed you can get to the whole 8,000 tickets being sold out. I mean, it's going well already, but if people do want to get in touch, give us all those details again on where they can get hold of their tickets for the whole event.
So you can buy our tickets on our website, which is chasepride.org.uk. You can keep up to date on our socials, which is at Chase Pride Official.
So simple as that. And of course, there'll be lots of hashtags and things to share on the day. So if people are coming along, will you get all those socials and share their pictures?
Absolutely. So we've just launched our official hashtag for the weekend, which is #BeProud.
Okay, so you can check that out. In fact, there's a little video clip on the socials too, isn't there?
Launched yesterday, yeah.
So that'll be good. Aidan, thank you for joining us. Have a brilliant Pride and enjoy that event on the 3rd of September, all taking place in the heart of Hensford.
Thank you.
This October in the wonderful world of Stourbridge is going to be an amazing show on stage. It is Kinky Boots, and I'm joined now by 4 of the team behind the production. We've got John, we've got Hattie, we have Ty, we have Denzi. Hello to you all.
Hi.
So let's start off with John. John, give us the background to the show.
Oh, so it's based on a film from, I think, 2005, which is based on a series of true events. Basically, a factory that is failing, essentially, and is inherited by Charlie Price. He's struggling to find a route, find a way to make the factory successful again, until life is turned upside down with the introduction of Lola and her Kinky Boots.
So this is where it's going to get interesting. Now, it is an amazing show, and it's been great that so many of the amateur world have been taking this one on. And every time a group comes to this, it's an entirely different production and such energy that gets thrown into it. So give us all the dates and where we can see the show to start off with, John.
Yeah, sure. So it's from the 16th to the 22nd of October at Stourbridge Town Hall. Tickets are available on CT. Just search for Kinky Boots and you'll find the link there.
Okay, so let's meet the rest of the gang we have here. And Denzi, let's begin with you.
Hi, so I'm Denzi. I play Lola. Lola is like in her mid-30s. When she's not Lola, she's Simon from Clapton. I'm, I guess, the life of the party when
Absolutely. Is this basically just typecasting for you? Are you normally the life of the party?
No, I literally am the life, but yeah,
100%. We'll go next to Ty, because again, typecasting here, you're just a little quiet, somebody who's is a little shy and retiring. This isn't at all, is it? Come on, tell us.
No, not at all. It seems to be the parts I usually play, to be honest. Yeah, so I mean, he's shy and retiring, but he's not. You know, he's got quite a little cute personality. He's very cute, lovable character. You know, he kind of finds himself forced into situations that he has to deal with, but he does, and obviously everything that comes along with that, you know, whether it's high pressure, low pressure, things like that, he just deals with them. So it's quite nice. You've got Lola with the life of the party, and you know, obviously Charlie, who kind of he's like the grounded one.
Yeah, but he still gets to be a partner in crime, and so that's part of the way the tale progresses. And so, Hattie, on to you then. Tell us about your bit in this show.
So I'm playing Lauren, who works in the factory. She's worked there, I think, for most of her life, when she was old enough to get a job, and she's just she has no luck with men. One of those just really awkward people. I think when Charlie takes over the factory, she's not particularly big fan of him. She thinks he's a bit of an idiot, and then finds actually he's quite nice, and I do kind of like him, and end up kind of lusting after him. But obviously he's got a girlfriend at the beginning of the show, which throws up a bit of an issue.
Oh, that's spoilers for anyone who's not seen it, but there we go. Yes, and another larger than life character though, and everybody gets to shine in this show, don't they, at some point?
Yeah, there's lots. It's really really good, like, for ensemble. There's a lot of, like, kind of, we're always on stage in the background, you know, in the factory, mooching around, and then there's, you know, it is one of those that if you didn't have the ensemble, it would just kind of be really flat. You need a nice company to kind of keep the show moving, which is a nice thing for us all to do after lockdown and everything, for us to be on the stage together.
Absolutely, great to be back and great to be doing it. And I mean, with John, the whole production, I mean, the values that go into this one are important, as is the scenery and set too.
Yeah, it is a big budget show, definitely. Lots going on, big sets, as you say, fantastic costumes for Lola and her angels, lots of boots, thigh-high boots. So there's lots going into it. But yeah, it's a big spectacle, great show, lots of fun, high energy throughout.
And Denzi, for you, you've got probably the longest time in high heels on the stage. Something that you've shone in before?
I literally had to kind of like play Lola just literally for one number back in like 2 years ago for my friend's dissertation. And that was the first time we were wearing heels, and I had to do Land of Lola. And I said to my friend, that's the last time I'm ever going to wear heels in my life. And then 2 years later, now I'm actually in the role. It is challenging. I feel like the boots I can maintain. It's more like the shoe now. You know what I mean? It's a challenge, but it's fun.
It'll be good fun. But again, bringing someone to life who's got so many aspects to their character as well, which I think is going to be good fun.
Yeah, 100%. Like she's funny. She can get emotional at times as well. It's just like all in one. And I feel like with Lola, I connect with Lola a lot because she's gone through things in her life with like daddy issues that I guess I can connect to, and I feel like once you go through that experience, you can express that on stage, I guess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Ty, some amazing musical numbers throughout the show. You get some pretty awesome ones and some heartfelt ones as well.
Yeah, they're very scary, as I'm sure everyone can attest to me talking about in rehearsals. It's definitely a challenge for me with those numbers. I mean, why I connect to the part the most is because his actual storyline and the track of it, including the dialogue and the musical numbers, he really does go through a journey. And it all really does come to a head for him in Act 2 when he kind of has like a little bit of a mini breakdown, but then everyone around him kind of like saves him. Like the pressure starts to get too much, and that does kind of like go throughout the show. So he's got some nice lively numbers, he's got some bits here and there, and then he's got his 5 o'clock number at the end, which it's a really, really nice song. It's quite an iconic song for the show, but yeah, so it's a tough one, but it's a nice challenge.
And Hattie, queen of spoilers, obviously you get some quite exciting and sometimes romantic ditties too.
Yeah, she's got a lovely song at the beginning, which is always good fun to have a big belt out. And yeah, she's one of those. I think she's obviously played as quite a goofy character, sort of a bit useless at a lot of things. And then I think in the second act, she's kind of you sort of see a bit more of her vulnerable side, and she comes through for Charlie, and like the rest of the cast, they kind of all pick Charlie up and stuff, but she's kind of there as his right-hand woman to kind of have someone up to chat to. So, yeah.
It's a brilliant show, and I'm sure it'll be an absolutely amazing production. John, over to you again. You can give us all the details, full company name, where do we find you, all the socials. Take it away.
Yeah, so we're Stourbridge Amateur Operatic Society. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and now TikTok as well. The show is from the 16th to the 22nd of October at Stourbridge Town Hall. You can find tickets at ct.co.uk. Search Kinky Boots, you'll find us there. And one last plug, we are looking for our final cast member, young Lola. So if anyone out there is interested, any young stars budding to shine on stage, you can contact us via our socials or at info@stourbridge-operatic.co.uk. Yeah, we're just looking for that final jigsaw piece to make our cast complete.
Well, it's going to be, as I say, a brilliant production, a group of people who've got amazing talents. And if you can be part of that, if you are a suitable young Lola, then do get in touch. Meanwhile, it's going to be awesome. Stourbridge Town Hall is your venue, and it's going to be well worth getting yourselves along to see. Denzi, Ty, Hattie, and John, thank you all for joining us.
Thank you. Bye.
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 That's all for this week. Thank you so much for joining me. Back with episode 688 next week. I look forward to having you along. See you then. Ta-ra for now.
Goodbye from the milk bar. 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 Yeah. Goodbye from the milk bar. Yeah.